live on another beautiful sunny day. Just kidding, there's some rain coming in, but 2335 Broad Ranch Drive. So it's situated on this oversized corner lot. This road runs back around Midway over here. Then you got Cochran on the other side, Tamiami just across the water over there. So as we come in, you've got pretty big planter areas. They've got rocks throughout, but could use some weed killer and all that. I actually got the stone-faced wall there. This is that new roof they talked about. And then as I'm coming in, I did notice some wood rotting down here. So some of this threshold stuff, you can see it kind of bending under my fingers, and you can tell some moisture's gotten to it. But all in all, not a huge deal. Come inside, hear the nice security system talking to us. We've got old crank style windows up front. Let me see if I can give you a look at those. So pretty standard for stuff in this price range. If it's a big house with a pool, there's usually gonna be some outdated stuff, but more crank window. At least it's a block house though. So got a little tile area. And then throughout here, you've actually got some engineered wood that in some places it could use some help. Like here, you can see it's splintering and stuff. But that's in quite a few spots, but it could get replaced. Some of it's in decent condition. Over here, we've got the guest side of the house. So we've got just kind of a general storage closet. We've got a linen. And then we've got another storage closet. What's in the bags? Nobody knows. Mysterious. But guest rooms, this is the main damaged floor. You can see that engineered wood just, I mean, I don't really know what they did in here because I don't see ceiling damage. So I'm trying to figure out if this got wet or if they just were dragging a bed around and it caught a piece and ripped it over time. But like, this is ridiculous. Looks like just cardboard just friggin' falling apart in there. So this room, gonna need a new floor. But this room also does have a nice big walk-in closet. So it's pretty nice, attic access, pocket door. And then we've got this bathroom, which functions as a pool bath. This goes outside. This shower is in pretty good condition. So it's very clean. It's dated looking, but it's not dirty or offensive in any sense. Could maybe use some extra caulk down on that bottom crease. So, older style tower vanity. This is still solid surface of some sort. Can't tell if it's a black quartz or granite, but there's me today. Nice to see you virtually. Got a medicine cabinet here. Oh, and we've got the razor recycler. So inside that wall. But it's actually got chair rail and some paneling in here too. Kind of decorative. Poke our heads into this bedroom. So closet here. Just pretty standard. Got the wire hanger rack. And it is the full length. So I got some more stuff to move out. Another look at some old crank style windows. But these ones aren't crank. These ones just go up and down, but still old, single pane. Then you got sliders for pool access. I'll show you this view from this room. Because the yard and the pool, that's the money here for sure. It's a PA system that, who knows if it's functional. I've seen those throughout the house though. Each room's got a little hookup. This space, we didn't really get into. I don't really know what's going on here. Got like a bar top, a fridge, another PA system. And we got this little reverse osmosis hookup sink. But I don't even know if there's a filtration system under there. No, it's just a water spigot. I'll show you. pretty dark because some of the light switches in here were giving me a heck of a time. And it's not that sunny out by this time of day. But the kitchen, oh, there's a motion sense light that just clicked on. We've got a dark granite, some original cabinetry. It's not soft close or anything by any means, but it's in functional condition. Older appliances. So it does open up nicely to this space and this little dining nook for the pool. But again, more old windows. The framing on this one, I can actually see outside. You can hear all the springs are shot. Hear that? So, give you a look. Yeah, appliance-wise, this is definitely the newest one, this microwave. I would add, I'm not a very tall guy. So, and I can touch the ceiling here, and it's pretty low, but it kind of trays down from this, if you see that. So, like, picture that fridge is pretty standard height. It's kind of a shorter ceiling in the kitchen, and then it opens up everywhere else. Here, I left my laser tape in the car. I was gonna measure it for you. Laundry room is pretty sweet. So, built-in cabinetry, folding table. And then you got a wash sink, top loading washer, very nice. In the garage, I have not poked my head in here yet. I just want to see if there's shutters. I'm not seeing any, although this door is insulated, which is pretty nifty. I'm not seeing any shutters, so that would be something that needs addressed unless they're tucked away in a garage. Irrigation system. Got a window AC unit in here that is, that's just daylight all around. I'm outside, so I don't really know what's going on there. Breaker box looks original, so I see some square D. Yeah, it's all square D, isn't it? So, should be in pretty good condition. Generator hookup. It's a pretty nice touch. If you lose power during a storm, boom, you're all set. But it is pretty dark in here. Oh, they have overhead lights. I didn't even see that. See if they work. No, they do not. Maybe I'll give them another chance. No juice? What about that? That works. So, but looks like they had a lot of tinkering space. Tons of built-ins in here. Tons. Literally all the entire garage. It goes all the way around. So, water heater. Get you a quick year on this. That is August 2025. This thing is brand new. Head back into here. Got another nice little finish touch there. Chair rail, tile. Although if I was getting really picky, the spacing on these lines, you'll see as we walk through the kitchen, super tight. Spaced out, super tight, spaced out. It's just not great tile work. Like, there's nothing really uniform about it. Space, really tight. So that's just me being picky. Kind of have an eye for some of that stuff. We've got a pantry here, so tucked right in with these bifold doors. There is a light in there. Oh, we've got juice. So pretty big pantry as far as just being a tucked in bifold door. It's not bad. This right here is the primary. So big old TV mount. View out the back from here. So kind of got pool storage. That's the dining nook. That other guest bed's on the other side. This room's pretty big. Could use some loving as far as paint work, trim. I mean, just looking at some of this stuff is, they didn't even try to paint that. They slopped it on there and they were like, yeah, that's painted. So it is what it is. Got some crown molding in here that it's honestly pretty sharp looking. So they trimmed it in real nice. Then we've got a motion sense closet. I was gonna say, it did that to me when I first walked in here. Missing the carpet, still got the tack strip and the padding. And I'm trying to figure out what floor they had underneath here, and I don't really know. There's some kind of stuff they put down underneath that. But come into the master bath, also motion sense light, separate tower vanities. So these are newer at some point. More crank windows, similar shower setup to the other one. It's got the original tile, looks pretty clean. And you got, it's actually metal. So metal tub, at least I believe so. I don't think that's carbon fiber from me kicking it. That thing feels solid. Toilet, all that. There's no fan in here, so you might want to swap that out for a dual light fan fixture. Vent it right out the attic there. They do seem to have some moisture in the AC system though. You see mold on there. So I don't know if that's a consistent issue. Yes, it is. How consistent is it? We've got moisture. How about in here? No, this one looks okay. Could have been some moisture patchwork around the edges though. Honestly, the camera's picking that discoloration up better than my eyeballs are. Got your main return here. I just want to see a few more ceiling vents and see if we've got moisture issues. Looks like maybe some there as well. That or just bad finish work. Yeah, a little bit of moisture. It's definitely blowing though. I don't know if you can hear that. Here's some moisture too. But it does have a new roof on it now, so all of that could just be predated. Out in the pool area, you've got pocket sliders. Pocket sliders, that goes back to that first half bath. Big old cage enclosure. It's raining now, so the surface may not be super clear, but it's gunite. There's some discoloration in some spots, but overall I'd say it's in fairly solid condition. It's definitely deep and huge. I mean, this pool is gargantuan. Little weird counter space of some sort. And then we'll walk out here in the yard, but I gotta be quick. I don't wanna get hit by lightning. Wood fence all the way in. Pool pump system in decent condition. Not all rusting out. It is making a running noise there, so it might have a couple years left in it. Over here, you've got the new AC system, which is a gargantuan unit. That is generator shut off, I believe, for that outlet we saw in the garage. And that's that window unit that's like kind of inside, kind of not. Garage. I just want to see if they've got shutters or anything in here. I don't know if I'm getting in there. What is going on? Trying to see. Let me use my dominant hand. Nah, I'm not getting in there. But I'll show you what I can. I still don't see any shutters, just a lawnmower. So, there's that. Man door to the garage. Let's take you over to the other side of the lot here. Neighbors have a full-on complex over there. And even though the water's just on the other side, I did verify this is not in a flood zone, but I would add to that yet, because the water's right there and they revise flood maps pretty regularly. Although I'm surprised with the last revision, which was the most major revision in 100 years, they still didn't put this in a flood zone. So maybe it won't get moved into one. But here's the other side yard. So it's all fenced in, and it is right in the heart of town. Is this something to do with the irrigation system? Hampton Bay, on at dusk, off at dawn. I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at there. Could be something to do with exterior lighting. Oh, it's the solar system. That's what that is. Didn't realize they had solar. Oh, and I just noticed too, this cage is missing a section of screen right here. And I don't know if I told you this or if it was someone else, but the tops are one piece. So this is one piece, that's one piece. So as far as getting this re-screened, you can see that's why it's hanging over, it tore. Sometimes they can individually spline these. So it's possible if there's enough material in this, maybe they did individually spline it, because that one still looks tight in the corner, doesn't it? So missing another piece or two over here. Oh no, this is the whole section. So that's just broad daylight there. So missing that. The rest of it is intact though. So, but you can see that piece, this whole run. But there's a good bit of work to do here. This is really one, if it looks interesting at all, you'd have to see this thing in person, because there's just a lot going on here. It's hard to describe a lot of it, but concrete's in good shape. There's some cracking I can see they've tried to stay ahead of. They didn't fill this little bitty one, or this one over here by the rail. Maybe it's not in great shape. It is cracking in a couple places. This is the one I would be concerned with. It's running up to the pool edge. Same here. I can actually see they've patched tile there as well. You see this? But I'm gonna wrap this up. If it gets too long, YouTube will take forever to upload it. So if you got any questions, holler at me and make today a masterpiece. Thanks, bye.